Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Reg Talks with Raj. After a long pause, I have been restarting this channel again, and today we have one of the right candidate to talk about the co-ops and what was his experience. He is Abhimanyu over here. And Abhimanyu, before going deep into the session, I would like you to talk about your background, where did you come from, and what made you to get into Northeastern's one of the program regulatory affairs. So, can you give us a brief idea about what was your background and what interest made you to join Northeastern University and regulatory affairs program?
Thank you so much, Rajshekhar, for giving me this opportunity. Yes, I would love to explain my entire 3 years of thing being into United States and how I came over here. My entire name is Abhimanyu Patharkar. I did my Masters of Science in Pharmaceutics in India. Then I have a background of quality for 4 years in India, and then I came here in Northeastern University for regulatory affairs course. So basically, when I joined as a quality background in pharmaceuticals in India, I kindly know much about regulatory, but not so much in deeper knowledge. So that's where it fascinated me to learn more about the regulatory approach and how it is interlinked with the quality. And when I was searching, I thought that time, like back in 2020, I did not have much exposure about like how I'm going to get more understanding about regulatory affairs, because it was just a course, it was just a subject over there, and I wanted to get more brief about regulatory. The main purpose of getting into the Northeastern University is because they have like very good professional expertise, well set from industrial background. So this will help me to get more understanding about regulatory, and that's why I chose Northeastern University. Apart from that, when I came over here, this regulatory affairs course comprises of like 4 or 5 different branches, where
Mhm.
you can explore more about like clinical aspect, non-clinical, of course, quality, medical devices, and biopharmaceutical. My approach is to get more understanding of medical devices, and that's
Mhm.
why my concentration is also a medical device. So initially I joined as a biopharmaceutics concentration, but then I later changed into medical device because I wanted to go with the regulatory pathways, how we are developing, how we are going with the medical devices into the PMA submissions, 510K submissions. So those were the really challenging thing and also exciting thing for me to learn more, and that's why I went with the medical devices. Yes, this is entirely a background, and that's how I came over here to
Mhm.
learn and grow.
Thank you so much for that information, Abhimanyu. So I hear a lot about Northeastern. People talk about the co-op opportunities and internship opportunities more into that. So after seeing your profile, I did got to know like you did a co-op for 6 long months. So I just want to know like what was your approach for getting a co-op, and how did networking help you, and what are the setbacks and what are the challenges that you faced during your approach towards the co-op?
Yes. So initially, when I joined, during my first year, I was just networking with the coordinates, with the seniors, whomsoever are in the second year, and those who are actually doing their co-ops. So I was not well versed with the LinkedIn that time, because I was not so much socialized and active. It's been like 4 years. I'm just in an industry, so I thought like, okay, let me explore and let me check like how we can go and do the in LinkedIn search and all the other steps to get a co-op. Initially, my mindset was a little bit different, because in the first cycle we have like different cycles. Of course, the Northeastern
Okay.
colleagues would know much like how we are going with the co-op cycles and everything. But during my first cycle, came to know I got to know about this thing, like, okay, we have to apply so early to get a co-op interviews and everything. I started little late in April, and that's why I missed one cycle, because of late applications and everything. By that time, everyone got an co-op, and this is the lack of my information where I did not get more understanding about this, and also
Mhm.
the what we say. about connecting to the people, because I was not active that time. But day by day, I got to know how to apply on LinkedIn, how to review your resume, how to review and tailor your resume through career design in the Northeastern University. That helps me a lot. And I had my professional expertise in quality. You said about the setback and like how you have grown with those things. So I can tell you, like, I applied almost like every position in quality, not only in quality, but in wherever relevant to my expertise, in regulatory
Okay.
also. I got an opportunity in just next cycle only, from one of the company. Unfortunately, that company gave me an offer and they just revoked my offer just because my course and my profession and my experience is not aligning with that co-op opportunity. So they realized after having my interview, everything, when I had to align with all the other things, that was one of the setback, because I did not expect, like, okay, once you get an offer and your offer being revoked, this is something little bit strange, which I haven't faced before. But still, I kept trying. I was applying. Some of the applications where HR directly reached out to me and they said, hey, your experience is so high and you are overqualified for the co-op position, because we are only looking for the interns who doesn't have 0 to 1 year of experience only. So that is also one of the major drawback, and I felt like, okay, am I that overqualified for those things? And but still, there is a ray of hope. Like, I felt like, okay, I'll gonna still apply. I will be applying, and I kept applying, and then I came to one position which is a full time more understanding and so more I'm giving this entire so background. I was getting just because so many interviews for people as well that time, but having due to the experience about like due to my I'm completing my masters, they will get to know that you can make the possibilities even if you are feeling you are overqualified my last quarter positions for capstone. So that's how I got my first applied heavily. So initially I applied for a in quality full time because my background is quality and I have like all they did not expertise in terms of like what they cannot hire me as a full time quality applicant or candidate. It was but they created difficult for me position. They said like you are well fit for any interview or being as a co-op. So I did apply. I started applying so early, and it was a quality specialist role, my global quality operation, and that's how I got. I said like okay, I'm fine with it. I just had an interview with director, with manager, and they just loved my interview. So and they said like okay, we are going. I started for the co-op. Within 1 month, that's how it transformed to full time into the positive response. So even if you are like offer out in the month of October only, where my I graduation would suggest like just to create the possibility as you can at least opportunity somewhere your resume or maybe positions, they will understand your skills and applying. I was applying, and then so that's how I this co-op searching all the things like how the work will go and work will provide me more growth in my career. Based on that approach only, I just accepted an offer. So currently, I'm working in a CDMO as a quality auditor. It's been from 7 months.
That's great. So after the 7 months of experience and going to Northeastern's regulatory affairs program, and after seeing the industry space for 7 months, and with the previous experience, what is your opinion currently? Do you think the regulatory space and quality space is overcrowded? What kind of suggestion you want to give it to the uh, students who are coming into the regulatory affairs program and who is about to get graduated? What kind of approach they need to take? So these are the three different areas that, if your suggestion, that matters a lot.
Yes, I absolutely agree with your two questions. And on that note, I would say your quality matters most than the quantity, and it comes to everywhere. Like give the basic ideas about like how it is going with quality, how it's going with regulatory. To answer your first question, yes, it is overcrowded, not with the opportunities, but with the people who doesn't have that much skills. And right now the company really rely on how many expertise you have, how many basic skills basic understanding about the process flow in the company, and that comes with the information. And lack of information is just because uh, you are focusing more in the theory basis, or maybe you are just in the aspect of like just learning, or maybe like just a study, not seeing in a practical approach. That is where people are, or maybe students are lacking, and that's why they are able to get job positions or something, or they are failing to get an interview um, showing into their resume. Another thing is, I think you can grow more while you are studying. So in Masters of Regulatory Affairs, you know how many different sets, or how many different branches you have. So you can study everything, not just like if you are focusing on medical device. Let's say you are focusing on concentration as a biopharmaceutical, you should be aware about clinical approach, you should be aware about non-clinical approach, if you are not having any experience. But if you have an experience, obviously industrial people will look after your expertise only, because that's where they will hire you, or they will see you, okay, this person we can take into our position. Here people are very particular in terms of your knowledge and your experiences. Back in India, I haven't seen this kind of things, but here, when you are exploring in such a different areas, you need to have a basic understanding. um, I have seen students who wanted to go in a quality assurance, but they don't have much experience in quality assurance. They are they have done with their regulatory in biopharmaceuticals, and they wanted to go in medical devices. But what about the basic skill which
Yes.
which you should have while you are doing masters? People have heard of like big wordings of regulatory, like regulatory scientists, principal regulatory scientists, regulatory strategists. But does anyone, or maybe like students who doesn't have experience, know what is actually going behind? Once I'm applying, once I get my first job, I'll become a regulatory strategist. It is not going to happen, because people need more expertise in those things, so that company is also growing, and company wants skillful people. So skill will develop based on how many certifications you know, how many different things you know, while you are doing your interview. Interview will not ask you so many definitions like how much you have studied, or maybe just a simple questions. Okay, tell me about CGMP or something. They will ask you about the behavioral question. And I would consider for the two of your questions, this will be the elaborative answer, because people should know much skillful, in the skillful manner, in their training manner, in their understanding manner, how they are going to develop their own self.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for that elaborative input. And since we touched base the part of certifications, so since you're completely confined to quality department, so I just want to ask you what kind of certifications are needed to get into a quality role. I mean, I know masters in regulatory affairs with the quality assurance major. That's going to be one of the biggest asset. Along with that, what kind of certifications would you suggest on a basic level?
So in basic level, there are not so many different certifications. Of course, being as an auditor, I know we have a certified auditor certifications. We have some ICH certifications, but LinkedIn is providing you much better platforms how to go with like GMP, CGMP certification, and just go with the ICH guideline, ISO guideline, ISO 9001. Those are the things which you need to learn about, and those you can show and reflect in your resume as well. While you are giving your interview, you can tell like, oh hey, yeah, I know this kind of understandings. I know these are the basic aspect of how your company is running with the CGMP practice, how your GDP documentation running in the manner, because GDP is one of the most important pillar for the quality approach whenever you are going. How we are scheduling the trainings. Um, then Lean Six Sigma, which is universal for any industry. So I think those are the kind of certifications you can go with. Not only just LinkedIn, there are different platforms. If you can search on Google, you will get to know a number of platforms there are where you can go. You can also register for RAPS, because RAPS is also providing a lot of different certifications if you really wanted to go with. So I think those are the basic certification you need to more focus in your interview, or maybe you are going for the interviews.
That's great. Thanks for that great input. So, since we touched the behavioral
Mhm.
questions, so I just want to know, like, see, everyone is an expert in subject, so they know maximum theoretical definitions about the things, and some people who might be experienced in the industry, they might be knowing the submissions, how the quality department works, how regulatory department works. So, I just want to know, being an international student with the international background, majority of them fails in answering the behavioral question. What was your approach to tackle that questions? Did you prepare for anything, or was it a real life experience from your past industry experience?
Yeah, so basically, when you are going to an interview, I think I have given almost 20 to 30 plus interview, and all the interview having the same set of questions in terms of behavior. So when I was studying about the interview process and how we are going to give an answer for the behavioral questions, I use the STAR method, which is the renowned method for every answer, where you have to give a situation, then the task, how you have achieved the action, and based on that, how you have tackled and give the result. So in behavioral question, it's the same. They are just asking you the scenario. If you have like 1 years of experience also, they have a set of the same answers, but the level of difficulty is something different. When you are experienced, you know much areas of the industrial approach, like you might get lot of incidents where you have faced challenges in terms of going with some projects, in terms of how to approach with your manager and all. And when you are as an intern or maybe as a fresher for 1 year of experience, you are going with like a basic things, like how you have understood those things. But if you don't have any expertise, or maybe like if you don't have any experience in industry, you could have simply say that, okay, this is what I learned in my, and based on that masters I have done those understanding, I have learned these things, that things, maybe I could do this approach, or maybe I could do this approach. So those are the things which actually everybody should need to understand. Some of the behavioral question which I can suggest, like they will give you the scenario where you have a conflict with your hiring manager, or maybe like you have a conflict with your manager in terms of project, and you are not agreeing to that. So how are you going to tackle? The thing is like how many people you have involved in your team, and how and you have achieved those projects. Then if somebody from another cross-linking department is coming to you, and how you are facing and how you are giving your explanation with your expertise, or with your experiences. Those are kind of behavioral question which you need to learn, and these are very simple. These things are very simple. If you are going with like Google, you will get all the answers. You just need to prepare in terms of like, okay, this is coming to you, this question is coming to you, and how you are going to give an answer with the help of STAR method. So I feel once you learn, once you practice more, then you become you are going to get more understanding on those things. Yes.
Thanks for that. So I have seen so many texts on LinkedIn to me, and even same with you, I guess, to my knowledge. Um, so I have seen so many people. It's been a year since they graduated. They haven't got any of the
Mhm.
opportunities so far. They have been having 1 year, 2 years, 3 years of experience after completing their undergrad. When they being an international person over here, so they might not be able to get an land into a job
Mhm.
since 1.5 year.
Mhm.
So, what kind of suggestion would you like to give pertaining to their mental health or losing their hope or something?
Well, I think here you need to keep trying.
Mhm.
You cannot lose hope, because you come up with like so much of um, uh, desirable expectations, or maybe not just only expectation, but your career aspect or your career growth. This is what you need to stand for yourself. Even if you are not getting a job, it's not a difficult thing, it's not an impossible thing, it's a challenging, but you need to come out with the ways. There are very different ways you need to come out, just like a cold email, with hiring managers, with HR. You can go with, you can tailor your resume as much. Being as a fresher, I would say you study, you focus more about the learning things rather than
Mhm.
just showing like you have a lot of experience in something, because it will be a misery for you when the interviewer will ask you a question and you do nothing. So
Mhm.
for that, first you need to have at least basic understanding, as I already mentioned about this thing. Don't lose hope, because um, this is something where you need to come across. This is something where you need to show your strength and skills. And the people who has experience and they are still struggling to get a job, I feel for those, you need to show your versatility in other expertise
Mhm.
as well. So let's say if you have experience in some area, but you still have to eager to know, learn about the other expertise. You never know if you they will come up to you and they will see, okay, you have some background with this aspect, and you also have basic understanding of this. Let me take you in. So that could be a thing. So making a possibility is the best thing for you, and keep applying. Here you cannot rely on only just like few application. You cannot be adamant on like few stream only, like okay, I am only following this job path only because I have it is on these things. Currently market, I am not saying about market like market going down or up or something. It's all about your expertise and your skills only. I haven't said anywhere anytime about like okay, I'm not going to get job. I'm only positive about my approaches, and that's how I was just applying, focusing on the applications, making all the possibilities in my entire 24 hours, so that at least somewhere I'm gonna get the job. And one more thing, right now the youth, or maybe like the people who are just coming over here and looking for the great opportunities, they have the same approach the other people have. So I feel making changing your approaches towards the job goal, or maybe like towards your career goal, will give you some different ways how to get or how to navigate your job. Maybe you are not fit for that role, but you can be fit for the other thing. So versatility is one of the thing, and the biggest pressure the youth is facing is to believe on themselves. To know that you are unique, you need to give your opportunities as much as you can. Um, that's how you can just like explore yourself, learn as much as you can, because there's so many things you can learn about. Come out, speak loud for yourself, be your own leader. That's how you can grow yourself. That's how I came out from my shell, I would say, and speak for yourself as much as, uh, and that's it. I think this is all you need. This is all you have to be in a positive strength, and don't lose hope. Everything will be all right. Nothing is unfair.
Well said, Abhimanyu. Thanks for that. And when it comes to your journey, 3 years of journey, so looking back to that, what is the one thing, if an opportunity is given to you, what is the one thing that you would like to change?
Uh, I think I don't believe in changing everything in my life, because whatever incident happened to my life,
Mhm.
it's giving me something uh, to grow more and in big approaches only. If I would have, if I would get one chance, if I need to change something, then I would definitely change about my career approaches. Inclined towards only quality, and I did not get much exposure about regulatory. But now I'm feeling like whatever knowledge I got in my masters for 2 years, I would
Mhm.
go and escalate with and explore with my experience in different aspects. So this is the one thing which I am going to change. in my future career, and maybe I'll see myself in a regulatory approach as well. Because now I have a lot of understanding about the quality
Mhm.
approach. Those basic skill I am going to implement in the regulatory. So this is the one thing this I will change
Good
onwards.
to know, Abhimanyu. So the other thing is, what kind of advice would you like to give people
Mhm,
currently who are in different countries, who is
mhm.
dreaming of coming to United States and do masters in regulatory affairs or clinical research? What is the one advice that you would like to give for them?
During my entire session, I think I was already telling you about the learning
Mhm.
outcomes. People here, whomsoever want to come, don't just come with a clear mindset like a clean sheet. Just come with some kind of brief understanding, like how you wanted to
Mhm.
navigate your career. If you really wanted to navigate your career in regulatory approach, you should have the basic understanding, like how we are dealing with what are the challenges, not only in terms of understanding and learning, but also in terms of market things, like how industry is
Mhm.
growing, um, going also, how industry is taking some more advantage over some different drug routes, different areas, how AI and technologies are going, how the softwares are
Mhm.
developing. So those kind of understanding you at least have standing, and then based on those only you can just show yourself like, okay, you can come up with some things. And once you land over here for the masters, you are at least have sort of things like, okay, now I don't have to start from scratch. I have some basic things, and now I can navigate my life towards this thing.
Cool. So, on a last question, uh, one person or one situation which always inspires you to, stay focused and manifest the things and do the things that you're dreaming of. Either it may be a person or situation.
Mm, I think there are a lot of different situations and person, but one of the most, as of now, I'm remembering only is about person is none other than my uncle. He's the most uh, I would say approachable person who guided me throughout my journey of in United States, and not only in United States, before also, to study more, to grow in your career approach. Because when I was doing my masters, my first masters in
Mhm.
India, my scenario was completely different. I wanted to do uh, PhD, postdoc, and then he told me like, why didn't you try something different where you can, you know, uplift your skills, whatever the experience you are getting over here as a quality, how like you will get more understanding, the lifestyle studies,
Mhm.
everything. So that motivates me to come over here in United States also, and to achieve and to get more understanding. And I'm still learning with his help. So yeah, he's the one person who I can say a mentor. And of course, there are a lot of different, like almost everybody to whom I am meeting in my life. Those all people I'm getting something new, just like I got today from you. It's like unbelievable thing for me. I never had any kind of interaction like a podcast and all. So this is also a learning outcome. So I'm really thankful towards those things. And don't believe on your good karmas. So I feel like, okay, do good, you will get good.
Thank you so much, Abhimanyu. Thanks for that words. And it's a great start for my YouTube channel as well. Getting some
Yes.
inputs from a quality person. I mean, in terms of quality words, and starting this podcast back again. So we touch base so many points in terms of how to be in
Yeah.
terms of industry, and what kind of certifications do we need to do, and what kind of approaches we need to do to land into a full-time job or in a co-op. And thanks for your words on your mental health
Thank you
and
so much. Thank you so much, Rashekar, for giving me this opportunity. And um, I'm really thankful toward this podcast, and I'm really looking forward at how much you can go with like other approaches. just like quality, you can just go with like regulatory, so that we will help as many as people who are really going with aspiration and
Thank you
inspiration.
so much.
Thank you. I done with my co-op search, and I got my first co-op in my winter cycle. Yeah, it's been amazing over there for 6 months.
Thanks for the input, Abhimanyu. So the next thing is, after completing your program, so how did you land into your first full-time role, and what are the challenges that you faced during your approach towards the full-time role, and how long did it take for you to get into your full-time role after completing your graduation?
Well, half of the information and half of the experience I got it from my co-op only, like how you have to apply, how much applications you have to do, within how much time frame you can apply, so that you will get picked, and it will get shortlisted. That time I was applying for the full time